Hey all, yes, I'm so happy that you're here, you beautiful people. This is going to be something a little bit different today because, for once, GotBot does not have a bot. Instead, we're going to be taking a look at this. It is a custom of the new 6-inch G.J.Joe Duke. He's going to be our focus this time around in the latest GotBot True review. Hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe, and while you're at it, light them up, baby. And hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton. It lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, Transformers Collectors, NL, the Autobot Family, Transformers vs. G.I. Joe vs. DC Universe vs. Marvel, and Autobot City Central, along with all of my social media links. All of those are down in the description. I know that's a mouthful. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link, check us out on Patreon, see what we offer to you through Teespring, or of course hit the join button right here on YouTube, baby. And this is Duke. Now, this is a bit of a stylized one. This is on loan to me, and I have done a fair amount of custom work on this. This is also my opportunity, because I'm not really in for this size class, this is my opportunity to sort of look at Duke and sort of give my ideas about the line as a whole. It's not the size that I want for my particular collection, but that certainly doesn't mean it's bad. In fact, there's a ton of things here to like. So, we're going to head over to the table, we're going to take a closer look at this guy, and we're going to take a closer look at all of the paint apps and whatnot that I did for his customization. And yes indeed, we have something a little bit different. Of course, this isn't a bot, this is part of that 6-inch G.I. Joe line. This is a custom Duke. It is on loan to me by friend of the channel, Cyril. I'm not in for this size myself. I know it's a popular size, I know a lot of people like it. I'm not personally into this size myself for my collection. I like the 3 3/4 scale, personally speaking. So if they show up in my neck of the woods, I might be picking up some of them. But since Cyril is in for this line, and had this guy and wanted me to do some custom work, I thought that I would take this opportunity to kind of give you my thoughts about what I think about this line so far. But before we get into Duke, let's look at that packaging first. And here we have the packaging. It's pretty straightforward. There's a comic cartoonized Duke down there. I assume it's what he looks like in the more recent comics, I guess, I suppose. On the side we have some like action images of Duke, and on the back is where you get the glory. I love this. You have Snake Eyes, you have Red Ninja. I don't even know who Red Ninja is, but you have Destro, you have Cobra Commander, Baroness, Roadblock. We know that we've had Gung Ho as well, Beachhead. Like, this is, the sculpting and the detail for this line is impeccable. There's no doubt about it. I'm going to say this, for everyone I've seen, when it comes to sculpting and detail, honestly, it's a 10,000. It's so very good. Now, some of the faces are stylized, and I'm not a huge fan of that. Like, I feel like Roadblock looks more like Heavy Duty than he does Roadblock. Gung Ho's face, again, a little bit stylized, same with Duke's. But, that being said, I look at it as, okay, maybe this is a younger version of them, you know, their look and whatnot is updated to be a little bit more contemporary. I get it, I understand it, and it's not a big deal. You definitely know who the characters are, and they don't hurt the score at all. No doubt about it. The ones with the masks are a little easier because you don't need that same facial detail. As I quite literally know less than zero about anything military-wise, I don't even know what this is. I'm assuming binoculars of some sort that he comes with, plus whatever this nicely molded machine gun is. It is soft rubbery plastic, so it's slightly bent. It's not a big deal, but it's slightly bent now. Stock, out of package, this had some gold and blue highlights, accents on it. I was asked to do it all in like a gunmetal gray, so I did what I was asked to do for this custom, but it's still beautifully molded. And Duke also has this pistol. It's done the same way. It had some gold on top. That was a highlight. I was asked to do it with a gunmetal gray, so that's exactly what I did. And finally, this backpack, it was all green, like a light green, except for the shovel. It was a dark green. It was all the color of this peg. So I painted it over with a brown umber, a matte brown umber. I highlighted the straps and some of the details with gloss black and a couple of silver highlights on the buttons on the like canteens and the strap that goes across the shovel. I don't know, this looks a little more alive. It looks a little more like a natural backpack to me. The canteens now have silver caps on them as well. I don't know, I like how this worked out. And so here we have Duke, and look, this whole line displays exceptionally well. It's so very, very well done. Already a 10 for the looks, even though I had to do a bunch of paint apps. Going from like his lower body up, his shin guards and his knee pads, they were kind of silvery with some gold accents, and there was a blue highlight on them. They're done pretty much now in a very dark gunmetal gray, almost a black. Again, as per request of Cyril, who wanted me to customize this. Then we get to the belt around his waist. On the belt around his waist, that was mostly green with some silver highlights. I did it again with that brown umber, and I highlighted the little buttons in silver on it, like where you would have the little flaps and stuff do over. I left the silver where it was. The holster on his leg was also a green band and a green holster. I've done the holster in a brown umber. I've done the band around his leg with a gloss black, and I even done the strap on it in silver. I think that's everything from the waist down, I believe. Yeah, I think that's everything from the waist down. And then the belt going across his chest. Again, that was mostly green. The sections of it that are actually belt, I did in gloss black, and then again, all the pouches and whatnot I did in a matte brown umber, and I highlighted them with the silver. So I added to it, but it wasn't super needed. His watch on his left arm, his watch was orange, like a nautical type of watch or whatever. I have that now painted pretty much the color of his shin guards, and the face of it is done in silver. All of that is per request. You don't need to do any of it. He looks fine with all of the green straps and green canisters if that's what you like. Some of the molded detail, it'd be nice if there was a few paint apps on some of the molded detail, but I can't complain about it. No transformation, of course, because this isn't a transformer. What about his articulation? This is where things get interesting for me. Okay, so we have a head that it can look up. I think it's like a disc hinge up to a ball joint. The neck then also seems to have another ball joint going down to the body. But the way the head moves, I feel like I wish that there was one more spot in between when you put the head up, when you put the head down, so that he could look forward, because I feel like he's either looking up a bit too much, or if I put it forward, I feel like he's looking down a bit too much. I don't know. If you fiddle with it, you can adjust it. Just taking that out of his hand and taking that out of his hand. The arms, they can go all the way around, out to the side. I think that's on a disc hinge. It's kind of ratcheted. It can come down. Bicep swivel. We have on both arms, very nice double jointed elbow. Take his backpack off there too. Very nice double jointed elbow. Wrist swivel. In fact, you can move the wrists and wiggle them up and down a little bit too. Not much, but a little bit. The hands can come out. I guess if you have alternate hands, whatever, or you want to paint something, it helps to be able to take it out. He has a nice ab crunch back and a nice ab crunch forward. I love that. That's a great hinge and it feels really good. There's a bit of a waist. There's a thigh swivel, and then there's a shin swivel. I assume all of them have this. Then we get to the feet, and it can go forward and up as far as the shin swivel anyway, or the shin guard, and it can go left and right. Now, this foot works better than this one. This one can go left and right, but it's not fun trying to, I don't like trying to get that one forward. It's pretty gummed up. Then we get to the hips, and the hips kind of have a drop down feature so that it helps you to, you know, get that far out to the side. Going back, it's going to kind of go to the side because of the way the back of the pants are molded. Going forward, you do it like this, and it's like the foot isn't straight. However, because of that shin calf swivel, you can actually get the foot straight. And I guess if you wanted to bend the knee, you could do that and he could be sitting down. We do, if I didn't already mention it, we do have double jointed knees as well. Like, all the articulation you could want is there. The plastic feels a little, I don't know, it feels a little softer. I know it's the going thing, like the Jazzwares Fortnite guys are made of like the same sort of plastic. I feel like it's a similar sort of plastic to the Transformers Red line. It's okay. In some places it actually helps things. I feel like the body is the most secure. I feel like the ankles are the real sticking point with this copy of the mold, but I think that's just this copy of the mold. I'm going to say that for the articulation, if you wanted to pull off the poses, it's a solid, the hips are a little weird, but you're going to get most of what you want. I'm going to say it's a solid 9.5. It's not perfect, but it's pretty darn close. There's not much more you could want. I just wish the hips, personally, I just wish the hips worked slightly better, even though you can kind of manipulate things to make them work the way you want them to. So a 10 and a 9.5, the guy's a 9.75, it's almost perfect. This is very high quality, no doubt about it. For me, my Duke is this guy, just so you get an idea. This is 25th anniversary maybe. It's the 3 3/4 scale, obviously much smaller, and I have his belt and stuff. I'm just not sure where it is. He's a bit loose. I could use a replacement for him probably. I definitely could use a Destro. I definitely could use a Zartan too, just saying. And here he is next to a Deluxe. This is the Siege Ratchet. You can see Duke's bigger than Siege Ratchet. You know, the lines obviously aren't gonna scale. You're not gonna really mix and match Transformers and G.I. Joes with this scale. But in terms of like a reboot for G.I. Joe, this is tremendous. If you're on the shelf about going in on the line and you're thinking, hey, I think I'd like to collect these, honestly, I think do it. I really do. It's not the scale for me, but in terms of quality, it almost can't be beat. And here we are once again. Here he is, and honestly, it's excellent. It really is very well done. The sculpted in detail, the molding, the coloration on him, and really the entire line at this point has been super duper impressive. And I'm not really surprised, because the Fortnite ones that were made the same way were also done kind of with hyper detail. So I think this is beautiful. Yes, the face sculpts are definitely stylized, but I think that that's okay. Maybe they're supposed to be younger. It's okay to give them a little bit of a different look. Like, you probably would know that this is Duke. I don't know if I necessarily would have guessed it. I think for Roadblock, I would have guessed him more as heavy duty first, but like, I would know Gung Ho. I would know Snake Eyes. I would know Destro. I would know Cobra Commander, because they're all fairly obvious. This, however, has a ton of accessories. He holds both his machine gun and his pistol very well. The thing on his back sort of moves the chest strap a bit, but it still looks good. It's not up too far or anything like that. I can't find a way here right now to put his little binoculars in. I'm sure that I'm missing something or something. But yeah, like I said, it's not the size for me. I like the smaller size myself. But this is made well. On some of the joints, I wish that instead of the plastic being kind of soft, that it was like, I guess, a more rigid plastic. Sort of like is used, a more robust plastic, sort of like is used in the torso. I don't think anything's going to break, other than maybe this ankle over here if you were to fiddle with it too much. But at the same time, there's certain joints here that I wouldn't want to move too often for fear of maybe stressing them a little bit. Overall, I think it's, like I said, very, very well done. If you've been on the fence about going in on the line, don't be on the fence any longer. I think you can take the dive, and I think you're going to be very, very happy with both articulation, sculpt, and paint. Let me know what you think about Duke. Let me know what you think about the new 6-inch G.I. Joe line. I appreciate you guys coming by and giving me some of your extremely valuable time, man. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we offer to you through Teespring. Or, of course, hit the join button right here on YouTube. And while you're at it, man, why not hit the subscribe button? Stick around, have some fun with us here on the channel. Don't forget that somehow, some way, man, each and every single day, you do make a difference. And I look forward, baby, to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit. Either in the live streams on Thursday nights, at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way, baby, right here inside the videos.